So hi everybody, welcome back to Unreal Engine 5 for the game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 55, and in this video we want to implement our timer to activate our collision. And what I mean with that is, here I start the game, here I press here the skill, and you can see I rotate here, and I have here 3 times activated my collisions. And we will make this with a timer. And if you remember, we already set up in our last video this timer, and I said there are alternatives. We started with this tick, then I showed you with custom event, and then I said we can implement this instead of a tick. You should use a timer, it's even better perhaps. And in this video I show you that, and interesting is we have already made this, so you already know this timer because this timer is used in many places, and this time I want to show you this with this collision activating. And for that purpose we start here with this widget, because I said I want to click here, for example, on this button, and we have set this up. But then you go down to select the button, you go down, and then here on click, on press what you need. I set it here up with on click, and on click we have already set up play montage. Play montage is just play animation, so that the character might can attack animation, or you can play any animation which you like. Montage and sequence is similar. Montage is a little bit more options which you can use here. Anyway, this one we have also set up. So after this one, you can see I press here this button, then I play here the montage, and then I want to activate my collision. That's what we want to do. And here, that's why I will create here. We start here with a custom event. Test 1, test 2 is a very bad name. So let's right click here, custom event. Custom event, yeah. And then you name it better than me. Let's say here, whirlwind attack, for example. And then you can just go out from here and create this timer. We already know this, okay, timer. And interesting is there are many timers that actually set timer by function, set timer by event, and so on. Let's make it also by event this time. Set timer by, and you can see here different things, function or so. I choose event, and then you have here options. And important is when you want it looping, then you set it. Looping means this time what you set here, it will start over and over again. If you don't do this, then it's not doing nothing. So we make here a tick, because that's why we use the timer. We want that it's doing over and over again. And you can see here on the bottom I have made this to a variable. You don't have to if you like, but a variable is all time nice. But anyway, you can write it here directly in it too. And now we can go and create an event, because this is just a timer activation. So now from this one we create a second custom event, or you can go from here out and create an event, anything like that. But let's make it so. Custom event, custom event, okay, add custom event, and let's call this one too whirlwind timer, for example. And then you can connect this one here. You can see this red thing here. We can connect this one here. So all time when the timer loops, it will activate this one here. That's all it. And we have to calculate later the time, because now I want to implement a duration. Like you can see here, this one is just one attack. Here I don't need a timer, but this one here I have a duration. That's why we need the timer here. I want not click every time. That's the reason why I use the timer here. Okay, and then we calculate this one later. Here I calculated it already, but I show you this again how we make this later. I set here 0.6. So every 0.6 seconds in my timer will activate the function which we are going to implement here. And the nice thing is we need only set up now the calculation. So we have just to calculate. In my case, you can see I'm let's show this fast again. So you can see 1, 2, okay, that was 2 seconds around. right? This was estimate, let's say 2 seconds later you make it correct. This is just a prototype, and that's why I make it not super correct. So let's say 2 seconds. In 2 seconds I want 3 times activated the collision, and that's why I have this 0.6 here, because when I divide it by 3, it's around 0.6. Okay, there are 2 seconds, 0.2 seconds more, but anyway, that works for this testing purposes. Later you can adjust this. Like I said, it's just prototyping here. But you see, the calculation was not very difficult. And then we have just to set this up. That was all the calculation which we need. That was all our math for this prototyping. Cool. And let's go. How to set this up? First of all, I had set here, okay, I make here a counter. I want 3 times activating this spin, right? So I will want 3 times a counter. So a counter we make with just numbers. In this case, an integer. Let's say here spin counter or anything, and we select here to integer, and then we compile, and the spin counter I think we can already set. No, this one not. It starts with 0. Okay, that's good. So we can take here the spin counter. We get it. So this is our measurement, how often I want spin, because then I want to do something, and what I want to do is yeah, I will clear the timer later. Okay, so the spin counter here, after 3 times counting, so let me show you what I mean again, fast. So 1, 2, 3. So after 3 times counting, you can see this this timer stopped, and the timer stops only if we go here out and use a special node. It says here clear and invalidate timer, and this counter here is just for that, so that I know when to stop. So this one, after I spin 3 times, then I go later, make here a condition which we are going in a moment, and then we will clear this timer, so say stop, because if we don't stop, this one here will still ticking with the same time. That's the whole reason what this little thing here is, just to stop the timer. So okay, this is our stop condition, something like that. All right, with that said, let's make this so we at all times, so every time this one, the timer here is activated, I add here 1, so I can write here plus, and then here's the operator add, and we write here 1, and then we set this split counter, we get this again and set it this time, because it starts with 0, and now I add it to this one, and if it's 3 or more, it is equal 4 in this case, we will stop it. So this one is our first setup. We can connect this one here. Very nice. And then we can do the next thing. We get again this one, or you can just use this one if you want, but you can make it also separately. Doesn't matter. This one and this one is the same. And then from here we make a comparison, so equal, so double equal signs, the operator equal comes, and this equal means we compare now this number which here is with a number which we want, in this case a 4. And if you are wondering why I have a 4, I just tested it, it's not working with 3. So there is a start condition is anyhow strange. I have not checked this exactly. I just tested it. When I have it equal 4, it stops. So that's perfect. But again, it's prototyping. I have not tested it out exactly. And then we make a branch, because this comparison is all time for a branch. Branch means if this condition, so this comparison is a condition. If this is true, we want to do something. If it's false, we want not do something. We can connect this, and now you can see the condition here. If when it's true, I want stop this timer, so that we can set. And how I stop this timer, you get this from here, and it's called invalidate clear and invalidate timer by handle. This one here, we don't connect this one here, so you disconnect it from here. It is not disconnect here, you connect it to this true part here. So that is our that is our stop, so the counter who stops our timer after free rotation. And then, and if it's not, if it's less than 4, you can see it if it falls. And with the false part, we execute our trace. And the trace we did already in our last video, right? You know, the trace where I explained you. And you can see this trace looks a little bit different. The thing what looks here different is, for example, for this whirlwind is, I have a location, a start and end, very simple. Because in this case, I don't need a start and an end, it's all time the same, and I use a sphere trace and I changed here the radius. And all right, I think that's already it. So you can see it was really simple actually, and how powerful a timer is. You can make here very nice calculations, setting up easy time calculation. That is okay, it's all prototyping. Later you have for a real for a finished project, you have to calculate this a little bit more precise. I would say that it looks a little bit better, but for prototyping, perfect. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and if you have any questions, like all time, write it in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye, good luck, and like all time, have fun and never give up.